The reason that presidents tend to pardon past presidents when they get out of office is because you want to avoid this kicking the ball. Like what'll happen is if Trump really gets persecuted and arrested, then when Biden gets out of office and another administration comes in, they very likely will arrest Biden for the same kind of crap. And then you'll have a cycle of arrests and political persecution, which devolves into anarchy and a loss of government.
Ford pardoned Nixon, right?
Yeah.
To end the long national nightmare. And as a way to try to bridge the gap and all the division and chaos that was going on in the country. And I don't think that's something that would happen in the current political climate, where like Biden's going to pardon anybody. I don't know if Trump's going to pardon anybody.
He might, because we talked about this before. But the first thing I'll say, Ian, is Trump is being persecuted. If he's prosecuted, it's something entirely different. They've been persecuting Trump for a long time, just coming after him for anything, for any reason, because they hate him, because they're a zombie cult. There you go.
Well, also, I think it's important to kind of explain what's going on here with the district attorney, right? They've looked into this, quote, hush money multiple times. This is, I believe, the third go at this. Every other time from much higher courts, they're saying, okay, well, there's not really enough to charge Trump for anything here. Now we have a very, very progressive Soros DA in Manhattan that's just saying, okay, well, yeah, we'll give it a shot. I'm sure if I get him in front of or if I present this in front of a grand jury, we got a good shot at it.
Get him subpoenaed and force him in a criminal trial to testify, and we'll get him on something.
Right. But this
accuse him of perjury or something.
For this DA, he has a record of downgrading charges. They're not prosecuting, what is it, prostitution right now. They're not prosecuting for resisting arrest or any of that going on. He's a very progressive DA that is super soft on crime, but for this, he's going as hard as possible on a quote crime that, if it were to be the case, it would be a 6-year-old misdemeanor.
But I think Biden might actually pardon Trump. Well, let me clarify. These are state charges. Biden cannot pardon Trump for state charges. True. But I think in the event of if there was a federal case, Biden does have a good incentive to pardon Trump for the optics of, we don't play the games that Donald Trump does. Right. When he says, I am instructing the DOJ to cease this activity. We're a nation of law and order, blah, blah, blah. At the same time, he might play we're a nation of law and order, therefore he must be charged. But I think there's a possibility in a federal event that Biden would be like, I'm the bigger man, look at me.
I think there's a lot of people who would reject that, who like Biden and who hate Trump so much that if he were to pardon Trump, they would see that as a weak thing for their side.
This is a group of people that don't care what
They're
it
bloodthirsty.
is. They want to see him behind bars.
Are zombies bloodthirsty, right? Kind of. Yes. But I don't know if you call them bloodthirsty, right?
They might not know they are because they're brainless, is what you're saying, but they are after blood, regardless.
It's an interesting question. Like, vampires are bloodthirsty quite literally, right? And so when we refer to someone as a vampire, it's like a corporate CEO who's like, maybe they're running a big drug company that's getting guaranteed contracts to push some kind of experimental drug in the population. We'd call that person a vampire as like an insult. Right. A zombie, I don't know if you'd call bloodthirsty. You just call, like, there's no brain there to have that. It's just chaos and destruction. Yeah. So we just call them zombies.
Right. Zombies don't need to eat. I don't think they can just stand there for like 1,000 years.
It depends which zombie universe you're in. Yeah, are these the running zombies? Which kind of zombie do we got here? They're the voting zombies for sure. But I don't know.
What we need to do is you got to starve the zombies out by turning off all social media for like a month, and then just watch them all spin around confused, not knowing who they're supposed to pretend to be. I think it'd be fun.
Is it irreversible damage though? I don't know if turning it off for a month will even fix it.
No,
like a month later, there's just people standing in the middle of the street. Their eyes are white and they're just like not moving. And it's like, well, there's nothing there anymore.
It's like when Adam and Eve realized they were human for the first time and that they were naked in a garden. That is what would happen to the zombies. They'd be like, oh, yeah, you're you and I'm me.
They're realizing that they can like think critically by themselves without being told what to do.